So this is more towards the business session. All presenters, all papers presented related to the business area. We're supposed to have 3 presenters, but I was informed that one Nuradli from IT will not be able to make it. So we have only 2 today. One is e-commerce perspective, economic perspective, presented by Nuradli, one. And the other one is Goldina, which is bilateral payment, arrangement of payment by Faidah.
Balik.
So
Terbalik. Dia ada yang.
I can be with that. So who's going to present first?
So, okay.
Faidah ke Adli? Dia nak ada.
Oh, dia lah present juga.
So we welcome Encik Nuradli to the rostrum or to the front for a formal presentation on it. So this is supposed to be an informal, we try to do it informal. Yes. The way we conduct, I think so, we finish one session, then we have a Q&A, because we don't have a lot of papers to present, so we can afford to do that. If we happen to have a lot of presentation, normally we just let all the presenters present the papers, and then one shot we call them in front and sit alongside us, and you all can ask questions at one last session for Q&A. So the first session today, the first paper to be presented is on e-commerce in Islamic perspective. Oh, you want to tell about it? Oh, okay. I did the different one. Sorry. So actually both of them collaborate in this both papers. Okay, so Encik Nuradli will present the first paper on Goldina using bilateral payment arrangement or electronic payment system. I think so. This is the interest of Goldina has been hyped by our PM, all the other Islam leaders, because it's a way out to call that to replace or to have a look the present using of the American dollars in terms of using that as mode of exchange. Goldina is something that we think that will reflect towards nearer to us to some perspective, because as you know, in the present system of financial means, the interest is the one that controls and rules the movement, the ups and downs of the monetary transaction. So everything you do nowadays, you have the interest label in it. So Goldina is seen something that is can be used to replace this system of exchange in terms of finance. And furthermore, it is backed by the solid gold, not like what the present system, whereby some of it is just based on speculation and whatnot. So that's why you see sometimes our share market sometimes up, sometimes down, but rather not because of the solid business transaction, but rather because of the rumor mongers and whatnot in the marketplace. So without further ado, I will give you a little bit of background of our presenter, Encik Nuradli Rizwan. He's our lecturer in accounting and financial department at campus Madam Shah, International. And he get his first tertiary qualification in the diploma in the banking studies from ITM. Then he pursued Bachelor of Science in the Business Administration from University in the States, and his second degree is the MBA degree from ITM in the year 2000. So his interest is largely in finance and in terms of banking system. So without further ado, I call upon you to present his paper today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Dr. Shari Magno, and for the introduction. Okay, basically today, I'd like to say my fullest appreciation on the group appreciation. So the COGS committee for accepting the paper we presented here today. So it is actually a very good platform for us to put our ideas to the academician especially. Well, the topic today is gold dinner. Using regenerative arrangement or using the electric payment system with a question mark here. Well, we have know that a lot of conferences and seminars have been held by the universities such as YA and a lot of other organizations such as BPA to match today to the gold dinner. To change the present system, which is using the fiat money, especially in international currency trading. And but instead of using fiat money, we use gold dinar. Okay, fiat money is actually the paper money. We call it fiat money because it does not have intrinsic value. Whereas gold, it does have intrinsic value. So I don't want to go into detail about the gold currency or any, because it is a very large, literature review on that. So, but I will try to focus on the BPA system and also the EPS system. Right? Now, the presentation outline will be a bit of introduction, and then I will tell about the mechanism of gold dinar, which are the BPA system and also electronic payment system, and then I'll conclude for the presentation. Right? So, gold dinar is actually has been used not only by the Islamic Caliphate or Islamic era, but also being used by the Sasanian people and also the Persian people during the Byzantine era. So it actually has been used prior to the Islamic Caliphate era. So we cannot call that Islamic gold dinar. Actually, gold dinar has been used before the Caliphate era. So basically, the Sasanian people have called this dinar as denarius, and the Sasanian people call this dirham as drachma. So this is way back from our, before the Caliphate era. But during the Caliphate era, Caliphate Malik Marwan has minted the Islamic gold dinar. Okay, with certain Islamic calligraphy on the gold set, on the currency, on the coin, which says La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasul. So that is the history of these bimetallic coins. And then after that, when the colonial era has started to enter into this Islamic era, so these gold coins has been replaced with fiat money. Okay, these gold coins has been replaced by fiat money, and this fiat money or the currency or this paper money has been used because of some reason it is easy to be printed and easy to be carried. Right? It's easy to carry. If you compare to the gold currency, it is very heavy. You want to carry 1 dinar or 2 dinar and then 10 dinars and all that. Right? So basically, because of that, we changed to the fiat money. Right? And then, if you look at the international currency, we have the international gold standard, Bretton Woods system, and then floating exchange rate. Okay? Floating exchange rate. So basically, we actually emerged from the gold standard to Bretton Woods system, which uses the paper money, but backed by gold. Okay, but only we can exchange the gold with US dollar, and then into the what we have right now, the present system, which is the floating rate system, which is your money can float, can fluctuate according to the supply and demand and also other factors of the economy. Right? So, but the purpose of the idea which was put forward by our Tun Dr. Mahdi Mohamad, our former Prime Minister, was not to replace the local currency, but to become an international trading settlement currency. Right? So basically, ringgit Malaysia will still be used for domestic users. Okay? The only thing that we will use in our international trading, for example, if TNB want to invest in Pakistan or in other countries, what the payment will be paid by gold. This is to reduce the speculation or the currency risk. Which is, you know that currency can appreciate and depreciate, right? Especially when it's manipulated by certain individuals, right? Which was put blame on the Soros and the gang, right? So, in finding the solution, right, to the currency crisis, right? So we found that there are two mechanisms, right, associated with the gold dinar. Right? These mechanisms are the BPA EPS, bilateral payment arrangement, and LC stands for letter of credit, which was being put forward by the Central Bank of Malaysia, right? And also the electronic payment system, okay, which was put forward by a private institution which is based in Labuan, okay, this is actually eDinar Limited. But also, okay, instead of these two international trading currency settlement, we also have two local companies which actually physically produce the gold coins or the gold dinar. Right? There are Dinar and Dirham Sinar Berhad and also the Royal Mint of Malaysia. Dinar and Dirham Sinar Berhad was the main sponsor of the OIC Summit. Okay? And Royal Mint of Malaysia is the company which produces our shilling or our coin. Okay? Can send coin to Dirham. So these are all the development of the gold dinar in our country now. Right? So this is okay. We look at the history. Okay, the international monetary system prior to 1875 it is actually using this gold and silver. Right? We use gold and silver. These are the two popular currencies. And then 1875 to 1940 we use the gold standard. Okay, we use gold standard. And in 1914 to 1974 we use the Bretton Woods system. And 1974 to present, we use a floating rate regime. All these standards or all these currencies has failed miserably because of certain factors. For example, the gold standard failed because of mobility factor. We have to transfer the gold from, for example, if you are trading with Indonesia, you have to transfer physically pounds of gold to Indonesia. So it's actually incur costs, transaction costs. Right? So basically, when we incur costs, so many countries try to abandon the system. And then we look at the Bretton Woods system because US, the United States of America, wanting to become or to grow, they print more money than what the reserves, the gold reserves that they have, especially in financing the Vietnam War. So that's why this system has been abandoned. And we look at the floating rate regime. Actually, the disadvantages of this floating rate system is that it can be manipulated by speculators through arbitrage and speculation. Right? So, Malaysia has come up with these two systems, BPA and also bilateral payment system. Right? Now, I'll talk about the BPA system. Now, in the bilateral payment arrangement system, actually BPA has been used before we actually introduced the gold dinar, because it actually has been used by the central bank to do trade arrangement with other countries. For example, with third world countries, especially because at that time Malaysia is looking forward to trade with the third world countries in terms of the palm oil. So we use popcorn model. I don't want to talk about popcorn model, but now I'll just explain on the BPA system. So the gold dinar in this system are not physically transferred to the country. Okay, it's compared to the gold standard. Gold standard, we have to transfer physically. Okay, we have to put the gold in the ship and then transfer it to Indonesia, for example. But in this case, we don't have to transfer it. We just set off the accounts, maintain an account. Right? But the gold will be kept at a custodian account, a custodian bank. Okay, so only the accounting process will take place. Only the accounting process only. Okay, so it's just debit and credit. Okay, so the value of gold now will be based on the basis of the prevailing rate. For example, what is the gold rate today? Okay, the gold rate. If you look at the gold rate for 2 weeks ago, it was 52 ringgit per gram. Today is around 59, right? 59 ringgit per gram. The gold price is keep on increasing, as you can see, right? So, and then we look also the local currency will be maintained as the domestic use. Okay, only the balance will be paid. Okay, only the balance of the trade of the country. I will show you an example after this. Okay, so this will eliminate the need to hold foreign currency. So you reduce the cost. When you do not hold foreign currency, you reduce the cost. Okay, so members have to establish credit lines in gold, and the central depository need to be established, or a custodian bank. Okay, a custodian bank will be appointed by the two countries. For example, if Indonesia and Malaysia is doing trading, we will appoint, for example, the Bank of Arab Saudi or the Bank of London, say, to become a custodian account to maintain the gold deposited, right? And then this gold will be set off to the accounts. Okay. Now this is one example of using the bilateral payment arrangements. Now if you look at this, Malaysia and Indonesia, right? Yeah. Malaysia export to Indonesia 10 million, okay, and then Malaysia import from Indonesia 20 million. So basically, Malaysia total import is 20 and Indonesia total import is 10. So altogether, the total trade was 30 million, right? The total trade. But the amount that you have to use in paying the total trade is only the difference, which is 20 minus 10, which is 10 million. That is only the amount that you have to transfer, the gold, amount of gold that you want to transfer. Okay? Or the transfer of gold might be done on a timely basis, for example 3 months or 6 months. Okay? So you don't have to transfer immediately. But if you have your custody, for example, if you have you have kept some amount of gold in your custody bank and it's sufficient, you don't have to transfer. Okay? But if it's insufficient, you have to transfer. But another suggestion by my colleagues, Abdul Ghafur from Netherlands, my colleague, not my colleague in University of Netherlands, my colleague in my Islamic banking group. Okay? So he suggested that instead of shipping gold, why not we ship oil instead of gold, but equivalent to gold price, I mean the gold amount. Okay? Because it's easier to ship oil rather than shipping gold. Right? So that is one suggestion that we might want to think about. Okay? Okay, now I'd like to discuss on the BPA process. Now, if you are familiar with the letter of credit process, then this process is very simple. Okay, so actually there are exporters, importers, bank, EDB and IDB, and then also ECB, or the Central Bank of Exporters, and also the Central Bank of the Importers. These are the major parties that is involved in the bilateral payment arrangement. Okay, so the first process, normally in our process in buying and selling, will be the sale contract, right? So sale contract. So this is the first one. Okay, the sale contract from exporter to the importer, right? And then the importer will apply the BPA LC, but the importer must mention that he wants to use the gold dinar. Because you have choice, use the fiat money or the gold dinar, right? So you have to mention that you want to use gold dinar, BPA but gold dinar. So go to the importer, the IDB, okay? And then the importer will advise of LC issues to the importer's central bank, or ICB. Okay, which is the bank negara if the importer is Malaysian. So the bank negara. So the bank negara. Okay, and then the third is the importer, and then will send the BPA LC to the exporter designated bank. This is concurrent. Advice to the importer's ICB and also send BPA LC to the exporter designated bank, DDB. Okay, and then the exporter designated bank will advise of the LC received to the exporter central bank or ECB. Okay, so they will advise of the LC received. So when the exporter central bank has received the LC issue, then they will act because they want to pay to the importer central bank. But now we look at the another arrow there. Exporter central bank will inform the exporters about the BPLC. So the exporters will, after they have received the BPLC, they will send the goods to the importers. Okay. Then after they receive the BPLC, then only they will send the goods to the importers. Right? And then the exporters will send the documents of the bill of lading, okay, the KPW form, all the documents to the exporters designated bank. Okay, and the exporters designated bank, EDB, will remit payment to the exporters. Okay, so you see, importers and exporters, the transaction of payment does not deal directly. Okay, they have to go intermediaries. Okay, this is to ensure payment. This is one of it is to ensure payment. Right, and then the exporter designated bank or EDB, right, will send the documents, right, the bill of lading and all the related documents to the IDB. Okay, the importers designated bank, and then will request the reimbursement to the exporter central bank. Okay, because they have paid the money to the exporter, they want to get reimbursed, and they will get reimbursement from the exporter's central bank. Right? So the exporter central bank will pay. Okay? The central bank will pay. For example, the Indonesian bank will pay to the exporter's designated bank. Okay, here. And now and then, after the importer designated bank has received the documents, right? After the document billing and also the KPW form, what they will do, they will advise the importer, okay, that they have received the document. Okay, they have received the document. They only advise. They did not give the document first, because if they give the document, then the importer will go directly to the warehouse.